We may have had a flag drop, did we? Yeah, I think it is a substitution infraction. Joe Shaw, was he also in that last stop? We'll get the call from the official. I know there was a player trying to sprint off the field. It was Shaw. Shaw was the one trying to get off the field. Showed sprinter speed, but maybe he didn't make it.
Illegal substitution against the defense, 5 yards, repeat second down.
Illegal substitution, the call then. And that will give BYU, or they'll walk out 5 yards against the Rainbows. And I think it'll be a first down.
BYU's really hurt themselves with penalties as Williams comes off.
Makes it 2nd and 5. That was after that 5-yard penalty. So the Cougars have a first down, or a second down, inside the 50 now on the Y end of the field. There's a pass that's completed in the middle of the field. Heimuli knocked down at the 40-yard line of Hawaii.
Nice little circle pattern by Circle. All you do is come out of the backfield and you circle into that area between the linebacker and the DB. Walsh shows a little touch. I'll tell you, he threw it pretty hard. I thought it was a little softer than that. And Heimuli goes from right here, Provo High School, with the first down.
Blakeney, Tupuola, in on the stop. It's another first down for Brigham Young on the Rainbow 40-yard line. And the shotgun this time with 3 wide receivers over on the right side. Walsh waiting, throws, completes it. Nowatzki pulled to the turf at the 27-yard line. That's another first down. Demetrius Henderson made the hit. They did it mostly on the ground on the first drive. Now they're going in the air.
High school coaches who appreciate different things, this may come back.
Yeah, there is a flag.
This is a holding pen. But regardless, the pattern is a good one. 3 wides, and they ran all kinds of things to the right side. But Nowatzki, whose Uncle Tom played for the Detroit Lions, ran a crossing pattern, and there wasn't anybody over there. Doesn't matter. It's coming back. Both teams continue to make mistakes. Jay thought that they would because there is a genuine dislike for each other. And normally when that happens, you end up getting penalties.
Holding offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Holding on BYU, so it'll make it 1st and 20. Coach Edwards talking to the officials about something that took place in the field.
They're just visiting about the best places to eat, I think, don't you? Coaches never yell at referees.
No, only baseball ones.
So you got first and a bunch.
First, and it'll be 21 actually, because that call comes from where it occurs when it's in back of the line of scrimmage. So first down play for BYU. They'll run it with Hall. Spins around the corner. No blocking in front this time. Gains about 4. He is back into Hawaii territory. Tupuola, who's in on most of the tackles right now, the sophomore out of Honolulu, gets him. And Hall showing some indication of injury.
Well, the way he's writhing around, he got hit in the stomach and lost his air, and that's a good deal. It's never a good deal to get hurt, but when they stay away from the legs, that's what you want to see. Let's see if we can pick it up. Once again, the Bows, their defense is coached by Chris Smealan. He's a good one. I got a chance to work with Chris one year, and they are running to the football much better than they were earlier. Let's see if he just goes down and hits his stomach. I think that's what happens.
Well, they were able to get that play turned inside. If he could have gotten outside, that would have been another good gainer. Nope. It's the leg that they're...
Oh, boy. It is the leg. And
Air Force 14, Colorado State 7. In the second quarter,
he was doing so well. He practically was the whole show on the first drive when he scored. He's got 2 touchdowns in the game. So he's helped off the field now. And we'll see what we can find out. Knoll comes in as his replacement as a running back. BYU ahead 14-7. They will have second down and 18 now on the Rainbow 48-yard line out of the shotgun again. Walsh back to pass. Going to throw deep this time and overthrew Drage. Drage tried to turn in and then get back outside and couldn't. Covered by Carlos Anderson.
Drage was looking over the right shoulder. The ball was on the other side. He made the adjustment, but it just doesn't happen. It's been a very, very long first quarter.
Over in back of the bench, Kalen Hall is up walking around a little bit, and he doesn't look too bad as he's walking. So for BYU fans, you can hope it's not a serious injury. BYU has 3rd and 18 right now. 2:35 to go in the first quarter. Brigham Young ahead 14-7.
Two thoughts here, Jay. Either a screen or a deep cross. Well, now it's going to make it a little easier. You're going to have 5 less.
Now they were lined up in the I formation. Fa'amui jumped forward and made contact.
You know, he's got all the qualities to be outstanding. Highly recruited. Nebraska wanted him.
Offsides, defense,
Big, quick,
still
strong.
3rd down.
He's had some injury problems himself.
Yes, he has.
So a 5-yard walk-off makes it 3rd and 13 for Brigham Young.
Every time BYU goes on 2, Hawaii has jumped.
They have, yeah. Maybe, as we said, maybe a little over anxious. Again, the I formation right now. Walsh back to pass. Pressure's on. Tries to get, I think they're trying to set up a screen, but it'll go as an incomplete pass.
Crowd doesn't like it, but it was well defense by the Bows. They had it smelled out.
Mansfield covering well on it. The crowd is booing because they thought that Walsh was hit after he threw the ball.
There's Mansfield. Once again, his father, pretty good center for the Steelers for 12 years. He won All-Pro honors many times.
First punt of the game for Brigham Young. It's the young freshman punter.
Boy, I don't believe they don't have anybody back yet, Jay.
They don't, that's right. Alan Boardman averaging about 41 yards a punt. He's got it. Here's the kick. And it will go into the end zone. Tried to kick it short. Did not do so. So the Rainbows will take over 1st and 10 on their own 20. 1st and 10, Hawaii from the 20. Carter with Jasper going in motion to the left side. Carter's back to pass on 1st down. Fakes once. Now does throw, and it is complete. Complete to the 32-yard line. To Jasper. Jasper also plays quarterback, by the way. Mitchell and Hughes covering.
Second choice. Wanted to go inside. Nothing doing. Watch Carter's poise zone. That's what impresses you about him. Pretty good protection. This offensive line is pretty much a veteran crew. And here's Jasper. Jay, you make a good point. He does play quarterback. And my guess is they have some type of reverse pass that you'll probably see. Well done, though, by Carter picking up the second receiver.
1st down, Hawaii on their own 32-yard line. Clock shows a minute 56.
Will the clock operator please reset the clock to 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
They're asking them to reset the clock at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. They reset it at 2 minutes and 3 seconds. 1st down, Rainbows on their own 32-yard line. Carter with the ball. Has it, pitches back. That's Jasper turning the corner, and he's wrestled to the turf at the 36-yard line. Pulled down by Nathan Hall.
Nathan Hall on the tackle. Ivan Jasper with the run.
Once again, Hall is just one of those guys that seems to be around the football. Here's the option. Good read again by Carter. Makes the correct read as he gets drilled pretty good. But Hall, who is a guy who's been successful balancing diabetes. In fact, I believe he's a spokesman for Diabetes Society.
He does a lot of things that way. Works with youth in that program. 2nd and 5 for the Rainbows at their own 37. Gives it to that first man through this time, and he may have the 1st down. It'll be close. BYU ganged up on him, but it'll be very close to a 1st down.
I'll tell you who did a great job on Lenny Gomes was Kelly McGill, the 250-pound junior. He's a big weightlifter, and boy, it paid off that time. Gomes is not easy to handle. McGill was terrific.
Paula Masato making the tackle. Kalen Hall has twisted the injured ankle. It's uncertain if he'll return. That's the word from the bench. That was not enough for the 1st down. 3rd down and less than a yard. 3rd and short yardage for the Rainbow Warriors. Carter, that's a pitch back. He faked it up the middle, turning the right side. We might get a score out of this. It's a foot race down the sidelines, and it's a touchdown. A touchdown. Great fake, and he pitched it back to number 15, Brian Gordon, who took it in. Patrick Mitchell tried to knock him out of bounds, couldn't do so, and the Rainbows are about to tie it up.
They have some people who've come over. You talk about why Michael Carter is considered the best decision maker in America. Look at this decision here, Jay. There's Hall on the blitz. Now somebody got a block out here, and it was enough to let this speedster go. Gordon in a foot race, and it looked like he wasn't going to win, and yet he's able to really pick him up and lay him down. They've come from 14 behind. They're about to tie this up.
And they have Oswald to kick the extra point to try it. Gordon's rushed for 99 yards and 2 carries and 1 score. Oswald's kick is good. There's also a flag down, however. So Gordon has runs of 41 and 58 yards and a touchdown. Looks like the call was against Mooney of BYU, and they will refuse it. And so the score is tied 14-14. And Oswald is now 3 out of 4 kicking extra points of the season. And just when it looked early like BYU was going to blow them out, the Rainbows have taken charge.
This man saw Michael Carter, who's done this a million times, bring him back with great decisions. True triple option.
Penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. 14-14 tie now with 20 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Had a great game of the Islands last year that was not decided until the final play of the game. And here we've seen BYU grab a quick lead, and the Rainbows have come back now to tie it.
Bob Wagner worked for Dick Toomey, now the head coach at Arizona, and he has really done a job over there. They're very, very competitive. And you made a good point earlier, Jay. They got a big win over Lou Tepper in Illinois in the Holiday Bowl. No easy task. Illinois had a very good defense.
Well, in fact, Hawaii has a 5-game winning streak.
If you appreciate what they do, and if you follow the WAC, they have the same blocking scheme as UTEP. They just have better players right now than UTEP has been able to work with. They block it a little different, and the option is very, very tough to defend when you got a guy like Carter who makes those decisions. He's given it to the tailback at the right time. He's pitched it at the right time. He's kept it at the right time.
Stabile will kick off for the University of Hawaii. Next week, Hawaii will be at home against Kent State. BYU will be at Colorado State. The kick will be well into the end zone, all the way out of the end zone, and the Cougars will take over in their 20. So we'll play the final seconds of the first quarter now with Brigham Young and Hawaii locked up in a 14-14 tie.
BYU takes over on its own 20-yard line.
Kalen Hall is coming back into the game for BYU. Played exceptionally well early in this quarter.
You know, the way they've taped it, I wonder if it's more of an arch problem than a sprain. Looks like the tape is down low. There's Walsh's number. He just hadn't thrown it very many times. And the last series, he really got flushed. Hawaii has definitely picked it up a notch on defense. They didn't look very good in the early going. They were giving up way too much.
Holding penalty really hurt BYU. Without it, they have a first down deep in Rainbow territory. Then had to give up the ball. Here's Walsh. They'll run it on first down. That's Kalen Hall. Kalen has about 3, maybe 4 yards. Running to the right side. Tackled by
I think that's Alapuli, wasn't it?
Ali Ipule, right.
He was an All-American transfer from Palomar Junior College. Started out at USC as a freshman.
That will end the first quarter of the football game. So after 15 minutes, they're all even. The score is Hawaii 14 and Brigham Young 14. This is the Blue and White Sports Network. First quarter of the game, Hawaii twice as many yards as Brigham Young, but the score is tied 14-14. BYU has a 2nd and 6 as we open the second quarter, and Walsh drops back in the shotgun. Rainbow showing blitz. He's back to pass, has some time. Going to throw deep this time for Tyler Anderson, and it's incomplete. Ball just a little bit out of bounds when he got to the football at about the 35-yard line. They'll bring up third down. Demetrius Henderson covering as they sent their sprinter deep.
Henderson did a good job, Jay. Anderson can run, and yet Henderson was able to keep that leverage. He started as a corner as a freshman, recruited by UCLA and Oregon. Watch the end of it. Crowd wants a call here, but always want to call. And thought the kid played pretty good defense there.
Cougars then facing 3rd and 6. Again out of the shotgun. Haven't done too well with 3rd downs right now. Quick pass, complete. It won't be enough for the first down, Harrows, to Salioni, the tight end, but they stopped him short of the yardage for the first down. The Rainbows are saying we have the football.
I think he was down before the ball actually was wrestled free.
That's going to be the call, but the BYU team will also face 4th down and 1.
And of course the crowd wants you to go for it. Their contract is on the line here.
Tupuola made the tackle.
He did a good job. Salioni actually looked like he had it. Punting team is coming in. Watch this. Watch where Salioni catches the football. Needs to get to the 30. Walsh on the money. There it is. And he was at the 30. And then a little upper body strength there by a guy who you've called a lot.
Yeah, Tupuola. He did wrestle the ball free, but it had been ruled down. So here's Boardman, a kick from his 15. They're expecting to punt back on the 20. Here's the kick. Pretty good one. High and deep. It'll come down at the 22-yard line. Fielded there. Coming from the near sidelines to the 25. Knocked out of bounds at the 28-yard line. And again, the crowd wanted a clip on that, but there's no flag down.
Boy,
now a flag does go down.
Well, we'll have an
flags.
unsportsmanlike conduct now, but you could see that coming.
Yeah.
Boy, and that's where, and the kid hit him up high, not down low, or you're talking about a cartilage. Watch this. And this is coming all the way. Boom.
51-yard punt, 8-yard return.
Now this should be an unsportsmanlike conduct. Somebody said the wrong thing.
So the officials are talking it over.
He almost got to the wall.
Yeah, very close. Well, blessed with some great speed.
They got a good program. I'll tell you what, this is a good football game every year now.
14-14 tie right now as we're just at the start of the second quarter. Some discussion. I don't know if it'd be possible that they were talking about the clip. The call is against BYU and against Hawaii and against BYU.
That's that cop-out penalty.
And they bring the team captains over. In fact, they bring both teams over. No, I guess it's just the captains. Cougar defensive unit is on the field right now. Looks like they called holding on BYU and then personal fouls on both teams. 14-14 tie, and BYU scored the first 2 TDs. Hawaii's come back to get the next 2. BYU's not been able to stop Hawaii in the last 2 series against their offense, and the Hawaii defense is stiffened. Let's see what the call is. They may make them punt it over.
When we were kids, that was called Ali Ali Oxen Free. I'm not sure what they're explaining it to Lavelle Edwards. He really is a guy who gives officials no trouble. Bob Wagner doesn't particularly give anybody any problem. Let you work. So we'll do it again.
Well, we had flags downfield. It was one thrown up at the original line of scrimmage, too. And several penalties indicated, but I think what they're going to do is kick it again. See if we can get the call from the referee. Here we go.
We had 3 penalties on the play. Initially, we had a live ball hold against the offense. After the play, we had 2 dead ball fouls, personal fouls against both teams. Those 2 offset. It will be 4th down, 10 yards penalty, and replay 4th down.
So the original penalty is walked off against BYU, making the line of scrimmage the 15-yard line. And now Boardman will kick from his own goal line.
Boy, they're loaded up.
Well, they've always been pretty good at blocking punts. Zach Odom is the deep man for the Rainbows. Here's the snap, and he got it away, and it's a pretty good punt. It'll come down at the 29-yard line to Odom. And he hands off to a man coming up the near sidelines, up to the 40-yard line and spun out of bounds at the 40. That was Harding as Odom handed it off to him coming by. And a little trickery gains them a few yards. A 57-yard punt by Boardman.
I'll tell you who saved a touchdown is Nowatzki. They had a great wall set up. Watch the handoff and watch 42 Nowatzki, because there wasn't any other blue shirts down that sideline. You don't see too many deep reverses because it takes a long time to develop. That was a good-looking wall, and Nowatzki does his job.
But the Rainbows have the ball with good field position as we're getting into the second quarter. 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Crowd trying to help things out. Carter back to pass. Carter does pass. Carter's got a man wide open on the sidelines. Knocked out of bounds at the BYU 35-yard line is number 35. That is Sai Hirota. The left wide receiver. Masada and Frank Christensen knocked him out of bounds. And the Rainbow offense is rolling.
They tried to go deep to Hollowell. First down, reading it all the way. Hollowell was well covered, so he hit his checkoff man. That's not bad arm strength either. On the money, right on schedule are the Bows.
They're on the BYU 35-yard line. Still with the ball, it's the pitch back to Jasper. Jasper wrestles it down to the 30-yard line before they can pull him down.
You know, the defense was good by Herget and Mitchell, and yet that's good, a decent yardage. That'll keep you right on schedule to move the sticks.
Todd Herget is the one who got him. But even though they had him, he, as Herb mentioned, he moved it forward for 5 yards. 2nd and 5, Rainbows on the BYU 30. And they've quieted the crowd quickly.
Watch Carter operate. He'll probably option the fullback this time, and he'll read it.
And he pitches it back to Gordon. They have the good blocking. Gordon's into the secondary. There he goes. He will score. So they do it again, and the Rainbows have scored 3 consecutive TDs to lead BYU now by a score of 20-14. Masada had a shot at him, but he was able to wrestle free.
Shades of Tommy Harmon. Remember the old straight arm? Watch the straight arm. It didn't use very much anymore. He does read the fullback all the way, makes the pitch correctly. Watch this straight arm coming up. Well, I'll tell you, that's how Harmon used to do it.
Gordon with his... That's right.
I'm sorry, Jay. They've scored 20 straight points with the 21st possibly coming here.
And Oswald will try the extra point. 13-12, and BYU's not even slowed him down the last 3 tries. Gordon 3 carries, 129 yards and 2 touchdowns, and the extra point is good by Oswald, who is now 4 out of 5 on the season kicking extra points. There's timeout with 13-12 to go in the first half. Hawaii leads 21-14. This is the Blue and White Sports Network. 5 scores in this game. They've all been rushing touchdowns. And by the way, Hawaii is averaging 5.1 yards a carry on first down. BYU 3 yards a carry on first down. Here's Stabile kicking off, and it's kicked into the end zone. BYU's going to run it out. They've got 10, they've got 15, they've got 20, 24 yards as Tyler Anderson brought the ball back out of the end zone. And the Cougars will take over 1st and 10 right there. Michael Bennett made the tackle for Hawaii. Now we'll see if the BYU offense can get in gear.
Well, not many times you're going to see BYU throwing it only 8 times, and we're into the second period. I expect them to throw it a bunch this drive.
1st and 10, BYU from the Cougar 25. Anderson wide to the right, Drage to the left. And from the shotgun, they'll run it. Heimuli up the middle. Heimuli's got 5 yards to the 30-yard line.
It's been a good play for him over the years. The inside handoff out of the gun.
Le'e and Stu Williams, the tacklers. So the Cougars have 2nd and 5 from the 30. They now trail by 7. At one point of this game, they led by 14. Doman to the left. Nowatzki to the right. 2nd and 5. A run to the right. Kalen Hall can't get anything. He's knocked out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and 5 for the Cougars. Le'e again, the tackler.
No gain, Kalen Hall.
Paulo went out with the injury a little earlier. Hanging in there.
Cougars have 3rd. They need 5 yards, or they're going to have to punt it away again. So here's a big one for BYU early in the game. They're already down by 7. Don't want to give up the ball again. Rainbow's showing blitz. Here's a quick pass, and it's incomplete. That flag goes down. He tackled Drage, and Drage didn't even have the football.
Didn't need to do it because the ball wasn't thrown effectively, and I didn't think it was catchable. This
Zach
is Odom.
Yeah, Odom was covering.
Zach with the most experience back there, so Cougars catch a break. Here it is. Drage looking for his first reception. Protection's there. And the ball just didn't go to be there, and that'll be a 1st and 10 for the Cougars.
Penalty keeps BYU in possession. 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Trailing by 7 points right now.
39 is back in. That's a young guy who picked up that fumble. He's in for Hall at fullback.
Morris then. Walsh fakes a handoff. He's still got the football, dancing around back there. Fumbles it, but BYU recovers, I think. Yes, they do.
Wanted to go to Morris, who's down around a 25-yard line, but once again, Hawaii has really picked it up a notch. Here it is.
That's Ali Ipule who forces the fumble.
Hard rush. Tried to slow him down with a fake. Ball steps inside. Gets the headgear on the pads, and alertly, BYU was able to pick it up. Looked like Jim Edwards.
They only lost a yard on it. It's 2nd and 11. And the Cougars struggling here after the quick start in the game. Wash bootlegging to the left, looking to pass, does pass, completes it for a 1st down. To Salioni, his tight end. Demetrius Henderson covering, but they get a big one there.
That drag pattern has been a good one down the years for Lavelle. Here it is. They'll hold people up with the fake, the little boot action to Imuli, and then he'll help out by blocking. And then Salioni, let me correct myself, lines up on the right side, and with that drag, is able to pick up the yardage for a 1st down.
Gets to the 47-yard line. BYU with the football. Inside handoff, that's Imuli. Tripped up as he reaches the 50-yard line. Hawaii very close to being offside again that time. Li'i is the tackler.
Mentioned Hema is from Provo High. Frank Henderson. I believe Hema means left in Tonga. Is he left-handed? Okay.
That's right.
He's a good football player. He does a lot of different things for his ball club. Needs 7 here.
2nd and 7. I didn't know you spoke the.
No, I don't. No, I don't. Trust me on that. I can barely speak English.
2nd down for BYU. Walsh fakes the handoff. Back to throw. Does throw. Completes it. Completes it to the 39-yard line to Bryce Doman. So BYU moving the ball right now. Darrell Green tackled him. Doman with the 3 touchdowns last week.
He's a good-looking player. Injuries have slowed him, but this is after the fake to Imuli. Dig pattern, Walsh on the money, and Doman who can run. He was recruited by Miami, Stanford, Skyline High School. Roger DuPay, the coach. There's the numbers on Bryce.
Has a younger brother on a Mormon mission right now that's a good football player. 1st and 10, BYU on the Hawaii 39-yard line. Pitch to Kalen Hall. Kalen around the left side is knocked out of bounds down close to the 30. Drage was out there to help with a key block. So was Salioni. And Santa Cruz and Blakeney were the tacklers.
Short side toss has really been a good one for the Cougars today. Hall continues to limp a little bit, but good effort there. Good yardage as Jim Edwards does a nice job leading.
2nd and 3 for the Cougars. They're on the Rainbow 32-yard line now and moving the ball. That pass interference penalty kept this drive moving, and a key 3rd down pass to Salioni. Inside handoff to Heimuli. Heimuli rambling. He's inside the 25-yard line. He's got the 1st down for BYU. Darrell Green, the tackler.
Jay, this goes because Hamuli really stays low. Watch this effort here. Inside handoff, they trap it with Pilgrim. But by staying down, he's really difficult to find. He's had a big first quarter. And obviously in the second quarter doing all right. There's the story of Hema.
First down Cougars on the Rainbow 24-yard line now as BYU tries to tie the score. It's 21-14 Rainbows. Anderson wide to the right, Drage wide to the left for BYU. No, it's Nowatzki wide to the left. Here's a pitch to Caden Hall. There's some running room out there. Gets around the corner and is knocked out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Darrell Green and Junior Favai, the tacklers.
Watch Edwards block Santa Cruz, and that's really what makes the play go. 68 as Edwards gets out, does his job, gives his back some extra yardage here.
2nd and 3 for BYU. They're now on the 17-yard line. Caden's at 72 yards rushing in this game and has scored twice. Running play, Hamuli up the middle. Hamuli, the big guy, powers his way forward and I believe has the first down by just putting his shoulder down. Mansfield and Favai, the tacklers.
They're supposed to go off tackle. And Hamuli catches some daylight and ducks inside. Now watch, the lead block was outside. They're going to go off tackle and nothing doing. Hamuli says quickest distance is that straight line, and he finds it. Well done.
He got about 3 yards after he was hit. 1st and 10, Brigham Young on the Hawaii 13-yard line as the Cougars try to regain momentum and control in this game. They led 14-0. Now they're down 21-14. That's Hamuli again trying to back his way for some yardage. Doesn't have much this time as they keep pounding the middle. Favai and Blakeney, the tacklers.
Blakeney really came up and supported. He blocked the punt against Wyoming. So they really do work at special teams. Did a good job run support.
1 yard gain. It's 2nd and 9 for BYU now on the Hawaii 11-yard line. Cougars will have to hurry to get this play underway. 2 men wide to the left. Drage comes in motion. Here's Walsh to pass. Scrambling. Running to the right. Throws it, completes it to Hamuli. Inside the 5-yard line. Might have the first down.
Pretty good traffic cop.
Joe Shaw, the tackler.
He kept moving them. And Hamuli finally goes to the inside. Get some tired players on both sides right now. Look at Hamuli suck for air. All right, watch him play traffic cop here, Jay. He wanted to go to the left side. Nothing doing. Wanted to go to Knowles out of the backfield. And now he's going to play cop. Everybody wants to be a policeman. Well done.
Put the ball right where it had to be. It's 1st and goal, Brigham Young on the Rainbow Warrior 2-yard line as the Cougars try to tie it up on this drive. It's a pitch to Hall around the left side. Cuts inside and is down. He might have lost a yard. They tried to sweep it to the left and get it in there. Couldn't. Junior Favai again in on the stop. He's all over the place.
And Demetrius Henderson had contained. He did a great job to turn it in. Watch Henderson